Donald Trump's tariffs are going to turn Canada into a third world country. Without exaggeration, we will soon be better known as Snow Mexico. So first, what is a tariff? A tariff is an import or export tax, meaning anything that goes into America being sold to an American company or individual will have a 25% federal tax added to it to be paid by the person who is buying the product. Now, again, this doesn't mean Canadians will have to pay 25% more, but what it does is it prices us out of the international market when it comes to America. Americans will just no longer buy anything from Canada. To put it into perspective as to how big of a deal this is, roughly 60% of our international trade is with America, and that accounts for 40% of our overall GDP. So our trade with America is almost half of our entire economic productivity, which is about to just be wiped off of our spreadsheet. And again, to really hammer in how serious this is, Doug Ford has said that his team has already advised him that he can expect unemployment numbers to go up by 500 to 600,000. Ontario's current unemployment is 600,000, meaning our unemployment is expected to double in the face of these tariffs and will definitely reach double-digit percentage-wise. Now, why are these tariffs being put in place? Donald Trump has cited our border as the issue. Over the recent years, the number of individuals being apprehended at the Canada-US border that are on terrorist watch lists has skyrocketed. So to put as a comparison, it's roughly 350 individuals on terrorist watch lists apprehended at the Canada-US border compared to 150 at the Mexico-US border, meaning Canada is now the preferred route into America for terrorist and criminal organizations because of our lax immigration policies. For instance, Trudeau has turned Canada into an open border experiment over the last few years. Even just today, the Globe and Mail reported that 50,000 international students have not been showing up for class, meaning we have people that just, come here due from international student status and buy their way into Canada, essentially, and then just disappear once they're here. Even India has launched an investigation into the amount of Indians that come here with programs like our international student program and then immediately illegally cross into America. Also, our asylum program is a massive issue. People come here, they actually, here's a rock solid case, is the Ahmed Al-Didi case, who was granted Canadian citizenship despite being on video dismembering a victim for ISIS. He came here as an asylum seeker and did the whole year too long process of that and then got granted Canadian citizenship. So again, this isn't the vast majority of them that are doing this, but the small number of them that are just slipping through the cracks because Canada is run by absolute imbeciles. So again, this is going to absolutely decimate Canada's economy. Every single province and territory in Canada is a larger trading partner with America than any other province. So each independent province trades with America more than anyone else in Canada. This is not minor at all. And what is our current state of governance? Well, we've got a government that is holding Canada hostage to prorogation. So in order to avoid a no confidence vote, there is no practical reason for this as far as needing to be done other than just to try to retain power for the Liberal Party so that they can shoehorn Mark Carney in as Justin Trudeau's replacement. So we've gone from having a World Economic Forum puppet to a World Economic Forum script writer become the Canadian Prime Minister. And all of the exact same policies that have created the scenario where these tariffs are getting put on us, like, say, the open border policies, are just going to continue. I know Trudeau said he was pulling back, but he hasn't, and he won't. And neither will his replacement. And, you've got people like Doug Ford and Ottawa saying that we should go to economic war with America, despite the fact that we are completely dysfunctional. And you know what? I typically agree that you should negotiate through strength, and that you shouldn't, just take a fetal position when somebody is attacking you. But the hard truth is that over the last 10 years, Canada's economy has been decimated to the point that we don't have strength to negotiate from. We are the equivalent of somebody that has atrophied and now can't get out of a wheelchair. For the last 10 years, our GDP per capita has completely stagnated, if not declined. The only reason we are growing economically is because we are pouring people into this country, and which is causing way more second and third order consequences than it is solving of problems. But I guess the one silver lining here is that I think the border issue is a real issue for Trump. However, I also think this is just a vendetta against Trudeau, and I think that he is likely using this whole scenario as a squeeze point in order to root out the Liberals from leadership in Canada, so that he can have a, let's say, a competent leader to actually negotiate with. So one can hope that that's the scenario, and that Canada will truly feel the pressure from this tariff incident. But, we've got a government that seems to rather rule over ashes than give up power. So we'll see how this all plans out. But, I'm not trying to just be an alarmist here, but things are going to get real shaky for Canada.